Hey, New York, did you know you have the highest rates in the country for Medicare supplements, especially for the Plan G and the Plan N? But when it comes to the High-Deductible G, the premiums are not too bad. Hi, I'm Chris Brang, the Medicare Analyst. I'm a licensed agent in 14 states, and I am based out of Charlottesville, Virginia. Maximizing your Medicare should be important to you. My goal is to help people like you make a wise and confident decision about all of your Medicare choices so that you can protect your income, your assets, your savings, and your health. Before I get started, if today is your birthday, Sammy Hagar said, every year on your birthday, you get to start anew. And be sure to see my health tip at the end of this video. If you are turning 65 or already have a Plan G or a Plan N, and you are relatively healthy, and especially if you have funds in an HSA, then you might want to seriously consider getting a high-deductible G to potentially save yourself thousands, yes, thousands of dollars over time. Here is why. Because New York is a community-rated state when it comes to how Medicare supplement premiums are priced. That means regardless of your age or your gender, everyone pays exactly the same. Rates aren't determined by your specific health or utilization of services, nor are they determined by how old you specifically are or will become. Your premium doesn't go up every year because you went up in age. Instead, rates adjust based upon the community as a whole, not one person. Therefore, if the community is healthy and doesn't exceed utilization of services, then that will help keep rates low and not increase as much. If the average age remains constant and isn't progressively an aging block or pool of business, then that should help keep premiums lower and not increasing as much as well. However, if the utilization or likelihood of utilization of benefits is higher and the average age of the population is increasing, then premiums will adjust accordingly. And premiums can and do also go up for increases in Medicare deductibles and copayments, as well as healthcare inflation. New York also mandates a guaranteed issue right and an open enrollment right all year round. New York's Department of Financial Services states, quote, New York state law and regulation require that any insurer writing Medigap insurance must accept a Medicare enrollee's application for coverage at any time throughout the year. Insurers may not deny the applicant a Medigap policy or make any premium rate distinctions because of health status, claims experience, medical condition, or whether the applicant is receiving health care services, unquote. So, because of these rules, what this really means is, number one, Medicare supplement companies have to take on more risk. Since anyone, regardless of past or present health issues, can get a Medicare supplement guaranteed and pay the exact same premium as someone who is very healthy, that increases risk. And this risk may not be easy for the actuaries to calculate. Number two, because of this increased risk, there are simply less Medicare supplement carriers selling plans in New York. Number three, that means there is less competition. Number four, combine the guaranteed issue rules with less competition, and that equals very high premiums compared to most other states, except for the high-deductible G. In my state of Virginia and in North Carolina, the high-deductible G is about 1/3 the premium of a regular G. But in New York, the high-deductible G is about 1/4 the premium of a regular G. So what is a high-deductible G? Well, as I like to say, it is Medicare's best kept secret, which I did a video about, and you can see that here. I call it a catastrophic supplement. It has a present deductible of $2,800, and that does go up every year based upon the Consumer Price Index Urban. A high deductible G works this way. First, you pay a much lower premium. You will pay your applicable deductibles if you utilize them. For Part A hospitalization, that is presently $1,632 for the first 60 days. If you never go inpatient, then you never have to pay the deductible. For Part B, medical, the deductible is presently $240, and that counts towards the $2,800. You would only pay an additional $240 if you met the $2,800 deductible through Part A services first. Once the Medicare deductibles are met, Medicare will pay all of their share of the Part A hospitalizations for the first 60 days if you actually utilize inpatient hospital care. If you happen to stay longer than 60 days, and starting on day 61, you will pay $408 per day until you reach the $2,800 deductible limit, which would take just 3 days as of 2024. Medicare will pay all approved amounts for the first 20 days of skilled nursing care. You will pay $204 per day until the $2,800 deductible amount is reached. Medicare will pay 80% of the Medicare approved amount for all Part B services, and you will pay 20% of the Medicare approved amount for all Part B services. So, if the Medicare approved amount is $100, you pay $20. If it's $1,000, you pay $200. If it's $10,000, you pay $2,000. Once the high deductible limit of $2,800 is met, the plan pays everything above and beyond, providing it is a Medicare approved expense or procedure. In addition, all supplements cover an additional 365 days of inpatient care once your lifetime reserve days have been used up. So let me show you what I mean. I'm using an Albany, New York zip code. Premiums do vary by different areas throughout the state, with the New York City metro area, of course, being the highest. So for a New York Plan G, for somebody 65 and over, male or female, it doesn't matter if you're 65, 75, 85, 95, 105, it doesn't matter. The premium is $266.50. For New York Plan N, for 65 and over male or female, it is $212.45. However, the New York High-Deductible G for 65 and up male or female is, get this, only $60. Savings from the G to the High-Deductible G is $206.50 per month. Multiply that by 12 and you get a total annual savings of $2,478. Savings from the N to the High-Deductible G is $157 a month. On an annual basis, that's $1,884. Multiply that savings over time, and you get thousands and thousands of dollars of premium savings. Now, you do need to factor in, you will likely see doctors and possibly need hospital services. Depending on your health, it's possible you may go years without ever meeting the deductible. I have a number of clients that have done just that, but you could still have some money out of pocket. In New York, if you had to pay out of pocket, you would have to spend almost the full deductible to lose money, the $2,478. In comparison, in Virginia, because the premium savings is only about $65 to $70, you would start losing money at around $780 to $840 out of pocket. And in North Carolina, that drops down to $660 to $720 for when you would start losing money. Here's another thing. No guarantees about future premiums, of course, but historically, the high deductible G increases at a much lower percentage than the Plan G and even the Plan N. Typically, what I see happening is the premium savings gets greater and greater over time between the high deductible G and the regular G or the N. For those in New York, does this give you something to think about? And hey, Florida, your savings from a G to a high deductible G is pretty good too. By the way, I'm really glad you're here. I trust and hope that you have benefited from the info in this video. If so, and you would like to help me out, please give it a like and subscribe for future content. If you have any questions about what I have just gone over, and when you want help maximizing your healthcare coverage and making a wise choice when it comes to all of your Medicare insurance options, and you live in one of the states that I'm licensed in, which of course is New York, which you can see here, then please feel free to reach out to me either by phone or through one of my contact forms on my website. We will have an open and honest conversation about your healthcare needs, philosophies, and budget, and I will do my best to answer any questions or concerns that you have. And once we determine what is best for you and your unique needs and budget, I will then enroll you in the plan or plans of your choice, and of course, be available down the road for your support. To stay up to date and to gain more insight on maximizing your Medicare insurance, then please go ahead and subscribe. And who do you know who may benefit from this info? Please share it with them. One last thing. I recently did a short video about the benefits of walking. Today on the podcast, Diary of a CEO, neuroscientist Dr. Wendy Suzuki of NYU said there was a study of those 65 and over where they looked at the number of walks per week among this group. They found that people who walked 3 times per week or more were 30% less likely to get dementia in the next 5 years. I hope that encourages you. I'm Chris Prang, the Medicare Analyst. Make it a great day.